All right, hello and welcome to another episode of Douglasville Impact, our community podcast. And we have another good show coming at you this week where we have a fun special guest and some new faces on the podcast. So let's start off by just introducing everyone we've got on your screen or in your ear right now. So joining us once again is Miss Haley Chapman.
Hello.
And joining us for the first time on the podcast down here is our webmaster, Mr. Chris Dixon.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for joining us. And joining us in our special guest seat this week, right down here, is our Fire Chief, Chief Scott Spencer.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today, Chief. We're going to talk about some fun stuff and fire department related stuff. And Chief Spencer's got a lot of information and stories from the community because, you know, he's been here and been involved forever. So let's start off with a little bit of local community news. So let's start off with Chris's list of things. What all you got going on over there, Mr. Dixon?
Well, we have our award-winning Parks and Recreation Department has done it yet again, and our Parks and Recreation Director, Travis Landrum, has won the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association Distinguished Professional Award for 2020, and that's a state-level recognition for the whole state of Georgia. He previously won the District 5 Distinguished Professional Award for the Parks Association. And the northwest portion of the state is covered by District 5, Douglas, Paulding, Cobb, Carroll, and some other counties in the northwest portion of the state. So we're proud of Travis.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fair. Yeah, he does a good job over there.
He does. All right, and then elections. I guess everybody's seen from social media and regular media that voting is a very hot topic right now. And so I wanted to just bring you a little bit of information about what Douglas County is doing in the way of elections, since they handle the elections for Douglas County and the city of Douglasville. The city has nothing on the ballot this time in 2020, but if
But
you
there
go
might
to
be something
celebrate,
that city residents want to vote on this time, probably.
well, I mean, city residents want to vote regardless, but yeah, there are no city council positions or things like that
Yeah.
on the ballot. So
We're good this time, but
yeah, if you go to celebratedouglascounty.com, they've got a great bunch of information there. You can vote early. That started yesterday on the 12th of October. Will run through the 30th, I believe, of October. And there are 6 locations throughout the county that you can vote. They are listed on that site, the addresses and everything. You can also vote on Election Day if you want to on November 3rd. All the polling locations in the entire state of Georgia will be open from 7 to 7 that day. And then you have the option of mailing in a ballot. And there is a drop box at the courthouse at the front entrance by the bike rack. So if you want to do that, you can do it. Or you can also bring it into the office on the first floor of the courthouse. So lots of
ways.
Interest in elections.
yeah. Yeah, and it was there was a large yesterday, I guess, as of the filming, as they were recording, was the first day of the early voting, and I guess it was a good problem. There were lots of long lines because lots of people were turning out to vote, which
That's a great
people
thing.
coming out to vote is a good thing.
It
But
is.
yeah, there were some long lines all around the state, everywhere. So the county did add an additional advanced voting location yesterday. The senior center.
Woody Fight.
Woody Fight Senior Center has been added as an additional advanced voting polling location as well. So
That's
they're
right.
they saw the crowds. The crowds are a good thing. Especially when you're talking voting, crowds are you want to see as many people as possible getting out and vote. So that's awesome
Absolutely.
to see.
When I
so.
hear stuff like 50% of Americans vote in an election, that's terrible. We need to do way better than that. And looks like we might be now. So
Make your voice heard.
yeah. And then the census. We have the
Speaking of
census.
making your voice heard.
The census is still going on until October 31st, and you can fill it out by going to 2020census.gov, or they also have a phone number that you can call, 844-990-2020, and they will have people visit your residence if you don't fill it out. I guess that's still going on. But it's very, very, very important to fill out the census, because there's lots of federal money that gets doled out to cities and counties, and by golly, we want our share here in Douglas County and Douglasville. So,
Yeah, and just to determine how to best serve the community, we need to know the numbers. I mean, that's where we get our population data. That's where we get our everything. And we've been talking about it what seems like forever. We've been talking about the census, and they've extended it just a little bit because I think COVID has slowed down the reporting just a little bit. So they've given us just a little bit more time. So we've said it before, we'll say it again. It is super, super, super easy to go online and fill this out. It takes all of a couple of minutes. They're not intrusive questions. They're very basic questions. We just need to get a head count for the most part of who all's here, because it affects every single thing that we do. Services that get provided, like you said, money that comes into our community from state and federal stuff. They look at the numbers and just how we deliver everything. We waters, everything from water to community services. We've had everybody that we have on as a special guest, it seems like, is impacted by those numbers. So today, we got the chief here talking about fire service. Fire service for our community. You guys need to know how many people we got out there, right?
Absolutely.
So everything that we do is impacted by those numbers and those counts, and it really helps us. When we're talking development, we're talking bringing new development and stuff in. We need to know how many people are here. We hear people say, "Hey, we want a Costco, we want a Whole Foods, we want this, that, or the other." That's what we use for that as well. So it's important numbers to get. Super easy to fill out. You go to the website, 2 minutes. You can probably complete the whole thing. Very basic questions. Just how many people are here. It's very, very easy to do. So if you haven't done it already, we encourage you to go out and do that. Super easy. What is the website they go to do that?
2020census.gov. There's also, if you go there, there's a phone number, there's all kinds of other information, and that is going to go through October 31st now. And in case anyone's interested, as of October the 5th, in the entire United States, the census has accounted for 99.7% of all the housing units in the United States.
Oh, nice.
So the response has been pretty good, better than 2010 when it was 99.6%.
So we're getting there. Yeah,
we're getting there.
Absolutely. So excellent.
All right, and then on October 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Douglasville Police Department will have, I think they do this a couple of times a year, but it's a pill take-back day is what they call it. It's going to be at the Public Safety Complex, 2083 Fairburn Road, and you can bring any unused or expired medication and drop it off there. No questions asked. You don't have to show any ID. There are no forms to fill out. You just simply drop your medicine off, and you will receive a free gift, according to the PD.
Yeah, that's something they partner with the DEA, I think, actually, and put on. And they do it a couple of times a year. And it's just, a lot of people just have old expired drugs kind of sitting around that they don't need to be taking, that are kind of filling up their medicine cabinets and stuff that they've forgotten about. But they also, when they're out there, there's a risk of, kids getting a hold of it or, something like that. So it's a safety measure, just, any of those things to help keep them out of the hands of people who shouldn't have them, or, if they're not safe to get there. Just clear it out, keep it safe, better safe than sorry. So there's an opportunity to go and dispose of it properly and get rid of it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And you can contact Sergeant Shannon Dean for more information on that. You can find her contact information on our website, which is...
what is that web address there?
What is the web
Dixon?
address? Douglasville, I know, I'm just teasing, douglasvillega.gov. So definitely go there, get the information you need.
Douglasvillega.gov. Okay, got it. Is that everything for our news area?
Well, I did wear my Falcons shirt today since the Falcons are in the news so much this week. So
They do
just
tend
to
to be
honor them a little bit. They need some good news at this
whatever help
point.
they can get at this point.
Absolutely.
All right, so moving on from the Falcons, let's talk about some good news and some fun stuff.
Aww.
Sorry. What's going on the happier side of stuff, Haley? What we got coming up on the fun side of things?
Well, on Halloween, we are hosting our Honkoween event. It's a drive-boo event that is, again, on Halloween, Saturday this year, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Vendors and city departments will distribute candy to trick-or-treaters in a COVID-safe environment. So we do ask that attendees do stay in their car. We do ask that masks are worn. This is a family-friendly event, and it's a great alternative from traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating. We do encourage families to dress up, decorate your vehicle, and ooh and ah over the vendor decorations. Our own department, the Community Relations Department, will be out there, so I'm very excited for you all to come out and see what theme we're doing for our booth. And you will be able to vote actually on each booth, and there'll be a winner. So you'll get a QR code at the very beginning, and that way you can scan the QR code and go vote. You know, no pressure, but I think our booth will be really amazing. So yeah.
We're really excited
Best
about
overall.
Yeah, the drive boo event. And so it's like a reverse trunk or treat type thing. Instead of actually getting out and walking from car to car, you just take your car and drive through, and we give you some candy in a nice, safe way. So I love that the departments and stuff are coming up with these new ideas and new ways to still have some connectivity with the community and offer these things in a safe way. There's some ways to do it and still have fun. So I'm really excited about that one. I think that's going to be a really fun event. So.
Most definitely. I'm very excited. Also on our positive news, the City of Douglasville is partnering again with the American Red Cross to host several blood drives coming up. The first one will be on October 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then there will be additional ones on November 3rd, 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and November 19th, 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And all of those will be at Hunter Park. So just in case you can't remember, the dates and the times will be on the City of Douglasville Facebook page and our website, douglasvillega.gov.
She knows the web address, Chris.
Fresh in the memory.
Excellent. What else?
Well, speaking of amazing services that we're offering, the Douglasville Police Department is offering another free food drive-through distribution event. This is in conjunction with the Atlanta Community Food Bank. This one is on October 27th. It's starting at 12:30 p.m. at the Police Department at 2083 Fairburn Road. And like the last one, all you need to do is drive up, and the food, which is one box per family, will be placed in either your trunk or your back seat. It is first come, first served basis, so make sure you're there early. It's just a really great way to offer those, stuff for families in need, and it's safe and easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. They had a great turnout at the last one, so it's really good.
Oh,
They're able to do another one. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice.
And last but not least, the City of Douglasville is partnering with the Unified Standards and the Georgia Chamber of Commerce to provide businesses in the City of Douglasville limit with training opportunities to stay updated on COVID-19 safety measures. So any interested businesses within the city limits just need to visit douglasville.com and fill out an interest form to learn more.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, that's our Convention and Visitors Bureau is working with the chamber and everybody to make sure our local businesses have everything they need to still operate, still function, still deliver services, and do it safe. So we're working within the COVID environment to still keep everything going. I'm just glad. Yeah, I mean, whatever they need to do to get everything open, yeah, and safe, and still be safe. So yeah, that's the important part. So. It's great that they're putting those options out there to make sure everybody knows what to do and keep everybody safe and healthy. Awesome. Is that everything we got on the fun train this week?
That is it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, do follow our Facebook page and the website and stuff to find out about all of those things, news, fun stuff, and any new stuff that might pop up. So new stuff does pop up occasionally, even between shows. So check that out. So let's go ahead and we got Chief Spence sitting down there, and let's talk with the Chief a little bit about you, Chief. So you've been our fire chief for a little bit now, but you've been a member of the community forever. You know, you've been here forever, and you've been with the fire department what also seems like forever, right? So how long have you been with our Douglas County Fire Department exactly?
I have been with our department for 44 years.
44 years.
Yeah, that includes a year of volunteer time down at Lithia Springs. And then when I graduated from high school, I was hired as a firefighter in 1977 and have been there ever since. So,
wow. 40. So they were recruiting volunteers at the elementary school level at that point?
yeah, I wish.
Yeah. No, I'm not making any assumptions. No.
Well, back when I started, I had more hair and it was much darker. But, it has been a truly wonderful experience for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely. So 44 years. That's amazing. So in all of that time, probably nothing's really changed. So what is the biggest change you've seen in 44 years with the Douglas County Fire Department?
Well, we've had quite a number of changes, actually. When I first came on, we actually still had firefighters that were riding the tailboards of the fire trucks to get to calls. Now we have fully enclosed cabs. Everybody has a seat. Everybody's seat belted in. Just the safety aspect of it has increased tremendously over the years. So that's something we're really proud of. We've tried to keep up with technology. There are things that were unheard of when I first came on board. Now they're commonplace. Every one of our fire trucks now has a thermal imaging camera, which allows our firefighters to see through smoke, to locate victims and so that's it's amazing. Some of the things that we've seen as the fire service has progressed and become the profession that it is today.
And there's a lot of things you guys cover. So when you think the fire department, you obviously think about, if there's a house fire or something like that, you guys are calling out. But you guys do general emergency response as well. If there's a car accident and things like that, you got emergency response teams that go out as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Jason. About 80% of our calls are non-fire calls.
Yeah.
They are medical calls, hazmat calls, fire alarms off, different things like that. But about 80% of our calls are medical calls. That's something that we're very proud of in Douglas County. The fire department also has 7 advanced life support ambulances that we operate. And for a county our size, that's great. Our guys are busy. We run this year. We're on target to hit about 20,000 calls. So that's a bunch of calls.
That's a lot of calls. Yeah, and you guys have those fully equipped trucks. So when you pull up, you can deal with whatever is on site, and that's where if you need like a car accident, we think about when you guys come out and you got to cut somebody out of a car for some reason. And what was always really impressive to me was the little pillows you guys have that you can inflate and lift a car up. If it's on top of something, you guys have a lot of equipment to make sure that when you arrive, you can handle whatever pops up on you, right?
You're right. We try to equip all of our trucks, the same, so that we can take care of any emergency we have to respond to. We do have some specialty units though. In our downtown fire station, we have a unit we call Squad 10, and that squad is our heavy rescue truck. And it has a lot of the airbags you're talking about, the extrication equipment, and they respond to all accidents where somebody's pinned in the car. They respond to all structure fires. So they do a great job for us.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's something that people maybe don't think about a lot is, like I said, I think people think of the fire department, and I think they think about the fire trucks rolling out to a structure on fire somewhere, pulling out the hoses, and not so much about, car accidents and things like that where there's just an emergency response, medical emergency type situations as well. So everything from the big accidents that you may see like out on the interstate, and we've got a huge interstate running through our community. So there's a lot of accidents. So we've been out on site of a couple of pretty bad accidents out on I-20, and you guys are there with multiple trucks, dealing with, multiple cars, and things like that. So there's more than just fire to it, right? How much you guys see a lot of stuff actually? How much of the I-20 impacts your services? Do you see a lot of those calls out on the interstate?
Yes, we sure do. It's I-20 is the major thoroughfare east and west.
Yeah.
So pretty much anything and everything that can be transported by truck goes up and down I-20. So we have to be prepared for that. And of course, the accidents. About a year ago now, one of our ladder trucks was actually blocking one of the lanes while we were working a car accident, and it was struck by a tractor trailer truck.
Oh wow!
So and it totaled our ladder truck, but luckily none of our people were injured because we had that truck sitting there. So there's some hazards that our guys have to deal with that we've had to adapt, that we've learned over the years. So that particular incident, I feel very comfortable. Probably saved 5 or 6 lives because if we would not have had that truck there, the tractor trailer truck probably would have plowed into the scene we were working, and we would have had some fatalities there.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I-20 is it's a blessing and a curse. It's
absolutely.
And we have that interstate, but it is a curse for some of the things that happen on I-20.
Yeah. So we're thankful as a community that you guys are there to constantly show up when there's a need, and like you said, it's a life-saving job. You guys are our first responders out there with the PD and the sheriff's department when things go bad. So as a community, we appreciate you. We hopefully you hear that from the community that. There's never a question when there's a need that you guys are there, and hopefully we, as a community, support you guys as well in all that you do. So
we do hear that, and we certainly appreciate it. I can't say enough about the men and women of our department. They are true heroes. We don't like to use that word a lot, but they really are, especially with this COVID pandemic we've been going through. That they have been just spectacular in the way they've responded. We've had to change our policies, our procedures, the way we operate. And early on, we were doing that like every other day. There was a new policy or procedure they had to learn or follow. And they have been absolutely phenomenal doing what they do. We like to think of ourselves as when you call the fire department, that's who you call when you don't know who to call. So we kind of bill ourselves as we're problem solvers. We'll figure out a way to take care of the problem. So and our guys are really, really great at that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's a good point, because a lot of times something happens and you're not sure how big of an emergency is this, and who do I call? Do I call the PD? Do I call the sheriffs? Do I call the fire department? And what we always tell people is, no matter what you got going on, and this is what the police chief tells us as well, call 911 because they know who to call. So no matter what it is, call 911. The guys over at the emergency response, they'll figure out who to call for you.
And you know that's a great point, Jason. We really are a true team in this county and city.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got each other's back, and that's every community can't say that. But I'm very proud of Douglasville, Douglas County, our sheriff's office, our PD, fire, our emergency management. We all work together, and it's seamless. It really is. You know, we don't see city boundaries and county boundaries. We're all here to help people, and that's why this job is so great and has been for 44 years. You know, we get the opportunity to help somebody every single day we come to work. So
Yeah. And that's what's good about the way the organization is set up with the city police department, the county sheriff's department, the fire department, emergency response, emergency management, that they're all separate departments, but they all work together because you almost have to, because you're all responding to a scene depending on what it is and where it is. There's no question of, oh, that's your jurisdiction, that's my jurisdiction, that's somebody else's job. It's everybody's job, and everybody shows up. And once you get there and you fix the problem, and you figure out who needs to do what. So I don't think all communities have that. So it's lucky that we have, all the different departments that work together so well.
well, and like you said before, if you'll just pick up the phone and call that 911 number, and they're partners as well. They do a phenomenal job. That they answer, literally thousands and thousands of calls each year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything from I'm having a baby to my water's overflowing in my bathtub, what I do. And they figure out who to send it to, and then, we take care of that problem. So 911 is an integral part of the emergency services here in the county.
Absolutely. Yeah, we push that one a lot. That's what the police chief, that's what Chief Sparks tells us to tell people. If you got anything comes up, even if you're just suspicious about something, they push the see something, say something campaign a lot as well. If you see something that just makes you feel weird, you've got something that's out of the ordinary that you've got a bad feeling about, it doesn't hurt to call, and that's where they want you to call, just to report something, that's the central point for everything. So like you said, you've been around quite a little while, but and right now you guys, we have a service delivery agreement. You technically are under the county, but you deliver fire services for the city and the county. There was a time when that wasn't the case, right? So the city actually had its own standalone fire department at one point, right?
It sure did. Back in 1986, the city and county governments decided that it would be advantageous to both governments to combine the two departments. So the city department was folded into the county, and we became the Douglas County Fire Department back in 1986, and we've just been rocking along ever since.
So were you with the city department at that time?
No, I've always been with the county.
You were always with the county department.
Right.
Okay.
And then when the consolidation happened, there were two city fire stations, the one in downtown, and then the one over on the north side of the tracks on Dallas Highway. So those became county stations, and it's kind of funny because when we had a city fire department, that was Station 1 and Station 2 for the city. Well, the county also had a Station 1 and a Station 2. So when the merger happened, we had to renumber those stations. So we have they became 10 and 11. So currently we have 10 fire stations in the county, but we have a Station 11. So people say, well, so somebody can't. No, we can actually count. We don't have a station.
Math isn't required.
Yeah. So our fire station 9 will be the one down on Douglas Hill Road when it's constructed, and it's scheduled in this SPLOST that we're under now. So
yeah.
whomever the next fire chief is will be responsible for that fire station. We've done some preliminary design work on it, but I won't be here for that one to be built.
And you mentioned, so that's programmed as part of the current SPLOST that we're in. Okay, yeah. And I know we did Station 10 got a big renovation at one point, Station 11.
Actually, the city rebuilt Station 10, and it moved, about 400 feet across the street.
Right.
It's a beautiful station, and the city built that, and then we have done some renovations to Station 11 over north side of the tracks.
Yeah, they're both very nice looking stations. Yeah, because the previous fire station was across the street diagonally where, I guess, currently where now our public services has just moved into, I believe. It was our old court. It was a court at one point. It was City Hall at one point, and then the downstairs in the back has the garage bay doors, right? That's where the station was.
Yes, we affectionately called that the dungeon.
Yeah. And it's been a lot of different things. We've had parks vehicles over there at one point. I think we went through the police academy thing at one point, and I think they had their crime scene investigation labs in those bays at one point before the new police facility was built. So we've worked a lot of things through those buildings. So. So you mentioned the next fire chief coming up because, as we talked about how long you've been with the county, you are getting ready to happily retire, I guess, right?
Yes, November 1st.
November 1.
November 1. So I've been very blessed and very fortunate to spend my entire career here. I'm very thankful to the citizens and to the men and women of our department that have supported me and our department. Nobody gets through this life by themselves. And I've had lots of mentors. I've had lots of friends. I've had lots of coworkers. And I treasure those friendships and acquaintances. I've just been, like I say, truly blessed.
Absolutely. That's an impressive. So you've been with the department for 44 years. How long have you been the chief?
I was appointed chief in 1998.
1998. And that in itself is.
The average tenure of a fire chief in Georgia is between 3 and 5 years. So
yeah,
I'm definitely an anomaly.
Well,
many people will probably agree and tell you.
Even as chief, you've been through a number of mayor and councils, a number of different police chiefs, a number of different sheriffs, a number of different county commission chairs and commission boards. A lot of officials have come and gone, and you've been a mainstay. So that is impressive.
Well, I didn't realize it at the time, but as I look back, yeah, I guess that is pretty impressive. But again, Jason, I think if my mindset's always been that we're here for the citizens, and it doesn't matter who gets credit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do our job and take care of the people, because that's what we're here to do. So that's always kind of been my motto, and that's the way I've kind of operated. So it worked well for me for all those years.
And I think that definitely has a lot to do with probably why you've been here so long and stuff, because you are focused on keeping the community safe and doing the job, and the citizens come first, and serving the citizens and serving the community, and not getting involved. That's we're at the point where all of our departments have that kind of motto as well. The sheriff and the police chief as well. They're working together, to be one with the community. That's the police chief's motto, and to serve the community and keep them safe. So everybody's on that same kind of mindset to serve the community and keep the community safe. That's the number one goal, and to work with the community to make sure everybody's taken care of. So it's a good place to be, especially this year when we're talking about all these politics and stuff and elections and things like that. You guys don't get bogged down in that kind of stuff. You guys are focused on keeping the community safe, doing the job, and making sure the citizens are taken care of. So that's awesome. Well, just know that we as citizens, and I don't think I'm out of line speaking for everyone in the community, We appreciate all of your years of service and the continuity that you've brought to the fire department and to the community, and just making people feel safe. We know that we've always got a constant in the fire department, and they're always going to be there when a call goes out. You guys are going to be there. There's never a question when you pick up the phone and you call for an emergency whether you guys are going to show up or not. You guys are there, so we appreciate the influence that you've been in the community. We have confidence that you're probably not going away too much, right?
Oh no, I'll still be living here.
We'll still see you around. So.
Oh, you absolutely will. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for all of your years of service and everything that you have done for our community. I think you are a pillar of the community and probably responsible for a lot of what we are as a community. So we want to thank you for that, and just thank you for coming and hanging out with us today as well. Is there anything you would like to close with? And as you close and as you get ready to retire, is there anything you'd like to say to the community?
Well, just again, my heartfelt thanks for the support that the community has shown us, the fire department, me specifically as the fire chief. I want to thank my family because they have been, it's not just me. They have to put up with the late night calls and the when you come home and you're not in such a good mood and all that. So my family, I want to thank them. And I just appreciate the opportunities I've been given, and on to the next chapter, and we'll see what the good Lord's got in store for us now.
Amen. Awesome. And thank you for that. Thank you again for joining us and talking to us a little bit about your time with the fire department and our community. And we look forward to seeing you around in a more relaxed setting, so you can not worry about all the stresses. You can just spend the time with the family and not worry about the late night calls, and just enjoy retirement. Right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Chief. Thank you, Haley and Chris, and thank everyone for listening and watching this week. And we will see you next time on Douglasville Impact. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.